If you're causing each other pain, then you're doing the very opposite of what you got into marriage for. Am I right? Basically, if your marriage is rocky, you might be thinking something like, there's no way that I'm going to give that unappreciative, self-righteous bitch or bastard what they need until they clean up their act. That is, they start listening to me, start taking out the trash and give me more sex, start romancing me and stop yelling and stop arguing and stop complaining. Show me some respect. Start being more affectionate. Stop being a slob and helping around the house and put some money in my bank account.
This is where you need to remember that love is unconditional. Otherwise, it isn't really love, is it? I mean, withholding from your mate in order to manipulate them into giving you what you want or because you don't think they deserve it, well, I hate to say it, but it's marital sadism.
Okay, don't freak out. Sadism is normal in marriage. Everybody does it. No, I'm not talking about the S in BDSM. However, now that I think about it, how many married individuals feel like they're in bondage, feel dominated by their mate, or have a masochistic need filled by staying in a toxic relationship? Far too many, I'm afraid. Now, in the context of love, the marital sadism that we're referring to isn't the kind that happens in dungeons or secret red rooms, but it can be equally as destructive. What are we talking about? Well, check this out and listen carefully. Sadism has been defined as lying to inflict pain, humiliating and demeaning others, restricting the autonomy of someone that's close to us, and getting someone to comply by using intimidation. All I can say is, wow, if most couples aren't guilty of this, I think they're totally in denial.
Some examples of sadism in the context of your relationship would be withholding anything from your mate to cause them pain because they hurt you. Using your mate's desire for something as leverage to get what you want. Ogling the opposite sex in your spouse's presence. Withholding love to show disapproval of a behavior. Withholding sex until certain conditions are met. Using sex as a bargaining chip to get what you want. Lack of complete honesty and transparency in your relationship is sadism. What? You might be saying, how is that sadistic? Well, when you are less than honest about who and what you are, less than honest about what your true intentions are behind your behaviors, less than honest about what your needs are, you're kind of living a lie. And if you're living a lie to any degree, the relationship that you think you have is at least in part, well, an illusion. Isn't that right?
Which means ultimately that you're inflicting pain and humiliation on your mate, which is sadism.
So as I was saying, when your marriage lacks the integrity that comes from loving honesty and transparency, what you think you have is often somewhat of an illusion. So let's get real and get on with our relationship by committing to be more honest, open, and authentic with our mates, and not play games that just waste both of our precious times. I mean, when we engage in behaviors like withholding love, withholding approval, withholding affection, and withholding sex, we don't solve anything. All we do is create a negative feedback loop that self-perpetuates because one or both of you is always in reaction to the other's negative stimulus. In other words, sadism in marriage is when we withhold from our mate to get leverage on them, or when we say or do things that makes our mate feel diminished so that we can feel some kind of power or control over them. Does that all make sense? I hope it does, because it's a lot to get your arms around.
Wow. Okay, once again, we're into some really heavy stuff here. So today, we want you to think about where you might be withholding from your mate. In other words, where are you withholding love? Withholding acceptance, maybe praise, recognition, attention, or even sex? Are you supporting their need for personal development, and for recreation and fun and variety? And if you're a guy, are you making sure that your lady knows that you're attracted to her and that you've got eyes only for her? Are you making her feel protected and safe with you? Because if you don't know what she needs from you to feel that way, you just need to ask her.
If you're a lady, are you letting your man know how you appreciate what he does for the family? Do you keep his sexual tank full so that he can stay focused on his purpose and not be distracted? And are you allowing him his sense of freedom so that he doesn't feel like he's on a leash with you?
Wow. So we get at this point in your relationship that maybe you're not feeling the attraction you once had, or you're not feeling any appreciation towards your mate. But once you become conscious of the areas that you've been withholding, and you use this new awareness to set some new intentions for yourself and your marriage, things will turn around. One of my favorite tactics for change in our relationship is to always ask myself, will what I'm about to say or do get me closer to what I want with my relationship or farther away? Will this make Kimberly feel more loved, more connected, more endeared to me? Or will it diminish our connection?
I love that. And another way of saying this is that you've got to learn to be proactive instead of reactive. Reactiveness happens when you are just doing what you feel like doing in the moment instead of doing what's right. Doing what right takes consciousness and intention. It takes forethought. Doing the right thing takes personal growth. I guess it means growing up.
Ooh, and it also means no more BDSM in our marriage, right? No more bondage. Because marriage, when done right, it's really the ultimate freedom. And no more domination, because marriage is about honor and mutual respect.
And no more sadism, because we got married to make each other happy and not cause pain. Isn't that right? The important thing is to recognize when you're doing these things, because as right as they might feel in the moment, they actually sabotage the love and connection we really want.
So true.
Okay, that's it for this video. Make sure you catch our next video on why infidelity happens and how you can prevent it. Till then, God bless you and take care. See you next time.
See you next time.